As long as people have been going into these woods, there have been stories about the Millhaven Dragon. How's that song go again? They come from the north, right? Way up there in the mountains where few people have ever been. But sometimes a dragon gets lost from its family and winds up very, very far from home. They say it lives in these very woods, that you can hear its roar at night. They say this, they say that, but as far as I know, not one soul has ever actually seen this dragon. Except me.
You saw a dragon?
I sure did. Oof. I sure did.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. Oh, all right, this is where Sam would say something, but he isn't here. This is episode 178, and tonight we're talking about 2016's Pete's Dragon. Not the 1970-something psycho weird movie, but the 2016 Pete's Dragon. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew Green Falcor Jimison.
I had something really witty to say during this moment, but I forgot what it was.
I'm sorry. I truly am. And Corny also takes 6 trank darts to take him down, Logan.
Pete's magic dragon was kind of a killer. It tried to eat the people there, and it was just bad, actually. It was really scary. We should probably kill that thing before it murders people.
Okay. Wow. You just turned this movie into Rain of Fire all of a sudden. Okay.
Oh, Johnny Cash? I can do it too.
Not Ring of Fire, Rain of Fire. Didn't we do that for this podcast? Didn't we do Rain of Fire?
No.
Oh, it just feels like we should have.
No, yeah. And Ring of Fire. Why not?
I guess we're just dragging our feet.
Walk the line. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong movie.
Yeah. Man, I could have swore we did Rain of Fire. That thing's been on. I thought that's been on like Netflix for years.
Maybe I'm high. Who knows?
No, I don't think we have. Damn, I'm really surprised, honestly, because I kind of like that movie for strange reasons, but that's okay.
So no one caught my dragging their feet.
No, I totally with you with your dragon of the feet bit. I just ignored it. Well, let me rephrase. I didn't ignore it. I've come so accustomed to your punishment that I didn't acknowledge it. I apologize, Corny, for not acknowledging it.
You didn't want to fan the flame of puns. I understand that.
Yeah. So, no Sam tonight. We've had to reschedule tonight's recording 2 different times, and we just ran out of time before we wanted to get it in this week. So we are doing it just the 3 of us, and that's fine. Though Sam did leave me actually rather lengthy take his take out of this for this movie, and so we'll dive into that in a little bit. But first, Andrew, what is Pete's Dragon?
The adventure of an orphaned boy named Pete and his best friend Elliot, who just so happens to be a dragon.
Thanks, E.T. Wait, was that it?
That description tells us nothing about the movie.
Oh.
That's it? That's
yeah.
I thought you stopped because Corny interrupted you, but no, that's it.
No, that's all.
Oh.
It's just the adventures of Pete and his friend Elliot, who is a dragon.
Elliot.
Pete and his friend Pete, or his brother Pete.
Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we are.
There it is. Okay. I was thinking about that show Pete and Pete, which I really liked when I was a kid. So I want to ask, had either one of you seen the 1976 version of this movie?
I used to watch it all the time when I was younger, or last week.
Or last week? Corny, had you ever seen it?
All right, hold on. I want to say yes, but with most of the classics, I tended to miss them until I was like 13, 14, 15.
Right.
And so
This was
I
nominated.
kind of feel like
Go ahead.
I remember seeing this on TV and always skipping through it. Like, Saturday afternoons where they'd have the random movies on network TV.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure I've seen bits and pieces. Like I'm looking at a picture right now of what appears to be the little boy from Oliver Twist with a giant dragon that looks like a dog. And I remember seeing stuff like this, but I don't think I've ever watched this movie. Or the 1977 version.
Yeah, right. I'm looking to see if it was a Disney movie, and I can't see anywhere that it is. So, it is. Yeah, it is a Walt Disney movie. There it is. Yep, there it is, right there on his belly. His name is Elliot. This is on the poster. His name is Elliot. He's 20 feet high and 40 feet long. He can become invisible at the drop of a hat, or spew red-hot flames. In fact, there's only way to bring this awesome beast under control: rub his tummy. That's on the poster.
Sounds a lot like a friend we know.
Right.
Lejeune.
Oh, good old Andrew.
I was going to go with ladies.
So I was just wondering if you guys had ever seen that, because I was trying not to compare the two because they're two completely different movies.
Yeah.
With two
they're
different...
completely different from start to finish.
Yeah. I mean, literally the only thing that's the same is that an orphan boy named Pete and that he has a dragon. And that's really it. And then he finds family at the end of the movie. And that's it.
I was waiting for, somebody to have a lighthouse, but that never happened.
No lighthouses, no singing.
Yeah. No singing.
No evil family trying to reclaim him as their own. With a weird song about how they want to kill him and eat him and boil him and tar him. And it's very strange. There's none of that. And there was also, in the original one, it's always kind of implied that Elliot is Pete's imagination that turned real. And
LSD is a hell of a drug.
Right. Well, it was the 70s. It was a hell of a time. In fact, it was even... I missed it.
It was a different time.
Thanks, Chad. So, yeah.
This awkward moment is brought to you by...
by me trying to find where my iTunes stuff is. You guys are all quiet for some reason. I want to bump you up. So this movie, the 2016 version, it's never implied that it's his imagination. There are dragons in North America, and that they're very real, and that's what Pete or Elliot is. He's a real dragon, and so it'll be interesting.
Sasquatch type thing.
Yeah, and it was also. Well, anyway, we can talk about that later. Had any of us seen this before this viewing?
I had kind of been conscious while my children watched it, but I did not actually pay attention the first time. I caught a few things, but didn't actually watch it.
That's fair. And this was the first time I watched it. And I watched it with my wife and son, my 4-year-old. And he seemed to enjoy it just fine. But it's definitely not the 1977 cartoon version, which was nominated for 2 Oscars, by the way, that movie. The 1977. Really? Yeah, for original music, original song.
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, original song. Okay. All right, well, Andrew, I'll let you lead off bad, as you typically do. with your take.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's really the first time that I'd seen it all the way through. And it doesn't have much in common, like we've said, with the first one. So it's basically a new story, but as in all Disney stories, you have to start out with killing the parents.
Right.
As a father, and you've said this before, Sean, and I'm sure, Corny, you're the same way. When there's movies where the parents die and there's a kid who's left alone, you feel there. Now, had we not had kids, this might not have affected me as much. I'm not saying I wept, but I'm saying it did touch me a little bit at the beginning. But I didn't think it was overly sentimental. I thought it was, that played its part and then it moved on. So, but the movie itself, I thought was it had some good moments and some questionable moments. And I can't think right off the top of my head what those question moments are, but we'll talk about it and I'll remember what they were. But I should have written them down. But for instance, one of them was I have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. Okay, this kid is supposed to be 11.
Yeah,
and when his parents,
I think 5.
When his parents die, he was 5.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know from experience that my kids started brushing their teeth from the time they had teeth, and I'm pretty sure that when you're 5, you can remember some things. So when he's later on 10 or 11 with this new family and he sees a toothbrush and he looks at it like, what is this magical device?
Right. Then you put shaving cream on it.
There's some questionable things that, I don't know, that kind of took me out of the moment, so to speak. But I enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah. No.
It wasn't fantastic, but I didn't sleep through it. So there we are.
That's good. Corny?
Let's see. I know this is my first time. First time calling it, long time listener. This is my first time watching this movie in entirety, and I got the impression. Okay, so the first, the parents die thing, and unless you gain superpowers, then it's just an orphan being raised by something. And so I got a Jungle Book theme out of this. I just assumed we're running around being all Mowgli and stuff. And so I was real cool with the, I guess, the premise of the boy and his dragon. And that's I guess I could have dealt with more of that. But I got to be honest with you, I got real mad at the adults and the people outside of the woods because they were just assholes. Like, everybody just effed up his life. Bryce Dallas Howard was going to send him to a foster care thing, and Carl Urban was like, "I am the law," tree cutter, and that was weird. And then we had who was the husband?
Well, his real name is Wes Bentley, but we know him from such fine movies as The Hunger Games and that bad movie we did, Final Girl.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he was in that.
I've seen him from something else. Hold on.
Oh.
I'm sorry. But anyway, The point is that I'm watching this movie and I'm kind of dealing with it. And then we got to pretty much the last act. And I was so mad at everyone who wasn't that boy or dragon. Like, when he turned around and set fire to that bridge, I was like, yes, let it rain, kill them all. And I realized immediately this is why I shouldn't watch this with my son.
Fair enough.
I have vengeance issues. I'm not Batman, which sucks. Because then I could just, be the law.
Right? Crap. Okay. Well, I'm going to read Sam's take as his kind of intro. And if we want to reference it, we can. Oh, my God. You okay, Sam?
Sorry. Now, I just remembered my witty comment.
What was your witty comment? Is it still
No,
appropriate?
but it was when you said Andrew so-and-so Jimison, I was going to reply to that with this. Damn it, Jim. I'm not a dragon slayer. I'm a doctor.
Oh, nice. Or I'm a doctor, not a dragon slayer. Got it.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
But, you
yeah.
know,
No,
I tried.
No,
I'm not
hey,
a Trekkie.
Nice.
It's fine. It's still. I appreciate the attempt. Sam. Well, I'm gonna try. I don't really know if I can do a Sam impression, but while I'm very happy that the movie did not turn out to be an old yeller, I still think this flick fell flat. Gosh, Sam, with the alliteration, on many levels. The original played up like the magical qualities of Elliot, while this one made the dragon out to be a real animal. The question of whether or not the beast was a figment of the boy's imagination was never brought into focus. Much like the disastrous Episode 1 of Star Wars, they took the mysterious and made it scientific. They took away the wild-eyed wonder and replaced it with hard count fact. I thought that they were going to do that way. They were going to go that way with Robert Redford, who was an amazing asset to the movie. But they set his story aside pretty quickly when the dragon was revealed to everyone in town. As for the dragon, I was fairly unimpressed. It wasn't vicious like those Game of Thrones, nor too friendly like How to Train Your Dragon. It rode the line between Monsters, Inc. and Dragonheart, all the while giving Elliot the attitude of a lovable chocolate Labrador. To tell you the truth, I was hoping for a little bit more of the toothless variety of dragons, and I was a bit disappointed when he wasn't more cat-like. Well, that's strange. Overall, the movie is just humph. It's family-friendly, but I still don't think I'd show it to my 6-year-old. The car crash scene alone is enough to scare her, but it certainly is something we might watch in a few years. It's cute, cuddly, and even with a few guns, it's not too violent or horrific. Heck, if you can rein in Judge Dredd as the bad guy and keep him from killing folks, you've done well for yourself. All right, so that's Sam's take. And I really wish he was here because I'd love to talk to him about some of his comments, but he's not, so I can't. So I'll just say my piece instead. I agree with some of the things that Sam says, and I think kind of what everyone else is here has more or less said is that this is a safe movie. It's just easy and safe and simple, and there's not a whole lot original happening here, right? Boy loses parents. Boy is raised by wild dragon. Yes, the dragon does turn out to be real. I do disagree with the point that Sam made, though. The dragon does possess some type of magical quality that they make reference to 4 or 5 times in the movie. That Robert Redford keeps talking about the magic. He's always referring to the magic, feel the magic, whatever. And that's why Robert Redford does what actions he does in his in helping them, free Elliot, is because he doesn't want something like that, something magical, something pure, something that we can't explain to be killed by Carl Urban. I'm actually surprised.
Law.
Do what?
I'm the law.
Yeah. And I'm actually surprised Sam didn't make a Jurassic Park reference to the fact that in Jurassic Park 2, what's his name? The comedian. It's in that movie.
Norm Macdonald.
No. Don't say Joe Pesci. And that counts as our Joe Pesci count. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
What is his name? Lost World.
Ian Malcolm.
No, not him. The Lost World.
Wayne Knight?
No. Is he in the movie?
Samuel Jackson.
He's not in the second one.
Clever
Chris
girl.
Tucker.
No. This is getting fun. No. The Lost World, Jurassic Park. Where is
The Rock.
No, The Rock. Vince Vaughn. Shit. Gosh.
Oh, well, you said comedian. I was trying to think of somebody funny.
He is funny.
Oh,
He's funny. He has moments. He's good. Anyway, my point is that in that movie, there's a moment where he's talking to the hunter guy, right? The guy that they bring in, and his only fee is that he wants to hunt the T-Rex. And the guy says there's a dinosaur or there's an animal on the planet for the first time in 65 million years, and the only way you can express yourself is by killing it. And that kind of reminded me of Carl Urban a little bit. It's like, here's this magical thing, and all you want to do is kill it, or show it off, or sell it, or chop it up and eat it, or something. I don't know what he's going to do with it.
Done like true Americans.
Well, no, you're not wrong. I mean, that's probably about as American as you can get in this movie. But anyway, I mean, the movie was fine. It was fine. That's just kind of what it is. It's a fine, simple, easy, safe movie. Pete got to do a little parkour, which was kind of neat. And yeah, Corny, you're right. I didn't think about the Mowgli bit. I mean, he's parkouring off trees, jumping off school buses. I mean, he doesn't have fear of normal things that we are afraid of because he's lived in the woods for 6 years. You know, just like Mowgli. You know, he's not afraid of heights. Why? Like, there are way scarier things in the woods that can get you besides heights. So, anyway,
Snakes with hypnotic eyes.
Right, that can sing to you with the Scarlett Johansson voice.
Oh yeah. What?
So anyway, and as far as the dragon itself, Elliot, the original cartoon dragon, he was a cartoon, but he was scaly to the point that in the movie, if you remember or not, he actually sets a stick on fire so that it would have like ash on it, and then they draw on his belly. They play tic-tac-toe on his belly.
Yeah.
Whereas in this movie, he's obviously furry and significantly larger than in the cartoon.
He's more like, what's that thing from The Neverending Story?
That's why your middle name was Green Falcor. Yeah, because that's what he
Falcor.
reminded me
Yeah,
of.
there you go.
Oh, you mean Appa?
Yeah, actually kind of like Appa. Actually more like Appa than Falcor because Appa doesn't talk. So yeah, he's a green flying bison. So Yep. Which, by the way, Corny, a very few people liked my, on the day of the eclipse, that it was time to invade the Fire Nation reference.
You know, I purposely didn't like that.
No, fine.
It was mean of me.
Yes, it was. You're a jerk.
It was too good. I was jealous.
It was too clever. Is that what it was? And then my buddy was like, "You're such a dork," and I'm like, "You watch Naruto, so whatever." Or whatever how do you pronounce that thing? The guy with the
Naruto
boot sandals.
Yeah, well, I heard it's longest running anime series. I think
that's longer than Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I think so. Actually,
never seen a single episode. Don't even know what it's about. He just wears boot sandals.
It's actually a pretty damn good series. You should.
I've been told it's good. I just don't know anything about it. So maybe I'll get into it. Maybe not. Probably not. I don't know. I've suddenly got a lot more free time on my hands. Let's just put it that way. The Disney movie, yeah, they all have to die. How does he survive for 6 years? What does he eat? I'm still kind of curious about that.
Whatever anime kills him, it was cooked thoroughly. That's for sure.
Well, that's true. I guess we're making that assumption, right? Like that Elliot will help him. I mean, he saves the bunny from the bear, but I mean, let's be real. You're gonna in order to survive, you're gonna have to have some kind of protein, and there's probably not a whole lot of nuts and berries in the wood in the forest of the Pacific Northwest. And what did he do during winter? Did he just like always snuggle up with Elliot? Because
seems like a good plan.
It's cold,
or he molts and he just takes that and makes a ghillie suit.
That's probably.
Well, they are smellier on the outside than they are on the end.
Nice.
Yeah, he just takes a little lightsaber and cuts him open. That's gross. I actually didn't take very many notes on this movie, and it's not because of the whole, if I took few notes, it means I liked it. I think it's more like there wasn't much happening. You know, like...
I mean, it's always a Disney story, so it was almost, I mean, you don't actually have to watch this movie to see it see how it would go.
Oh, yeah.
Once it started. Also, our boy is a thief. He stole it. He stole Bryce Dallas Howard's little compass, and
yeah,
should go to jail for that.
If anyone's going to go to jail, it should be Carl Urban passing cops on the shoulder and getting ahead of them. Like, only in a Disney movie is that fine. I thought
Well, I mean, when you're in the good old boys club, you can do whatever you want.
no kidding. I saw that and I thought, what? There's no flipping way. Give me a break.
Did anybody else see or feel the tension there on screen with with Disney trying to make these loggers out like they're Nazis and destroying the forest?
Yeah, the movie had several little themes, and one of them is logging is bad. It's not just the fact that. And here's the weird conflict of interest. She's married to the foreman of the company.
Right.
Both of my parents, my parents are on complete opposite sides of the political spectrum, and they've made it work for over 30 years. But every day she goes into the woods, she finds the truck keys or the tractor keys or the whatever keys and throws them. You'd think they would have been hid them by now, right? Put them in a box somewhere in the office, and then she does it to Full Car Urban later on. She rips it off his belt and throws it. And I thought that was kind of funny, actually.
I know this is off topic slightly, but trees are one of our renewable resources. Mm-hmm. And it kind of ticks me off when I see Hollywood talking about how terrible logging is. Well, I mean, yeah, if you cut down an entire forest, okay, I get your point. But if you're, we got to have toilet paper. Shut up.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that the script was written on paper still.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe you guys need toilet paper.
Are you like a dog, Corny? You can just poop it out and you're fine?
Yeah. It takes lots of training to do that.
That's also
when Corny farts, it just goes.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
No resistance.
That's gross.
No, it's natural. Everybody poops.
It sounds like a book. Oh, wait, it is a book.
Yeah. Everybody poops. Elliot.
Could you imagine the size of the dragon's poop? Oh, my gosh. I wonder what he eats. Anyway.
But it rainbows.
Poops rainbows?
Oh, speaking of dragons, there's a wonderful song you should hear. It's Albie the Racist Dragon by Flight of the Conchords.
Interesting.
It's fantastic.
All right.
In every way.
I'll take your word for it.
Actually, there's a line in that song. Basically, it's like a little story with some music behind it, and it's about Albie the Racist Dragon. He's in a cave, and a little boy goes in. I was like, yeah, P is Albie. But anyway, so the story goes that villagers chased Albie into the cave, and he blamed them for him being racist because they chased him into the cave.
Nice.
I don't know. It's very strange to you, but usually, yeah. Do that after we get done with this.
Okay.
Hell, pause it now and do it.
No.
Okay.
As far as the movie as being entertaining, I think I agree with Sam with the whole, oomph. That's how most of the movie was, and that's most of the laughs. But there was one thing that really made me laugh out loud, and that's when the EMTs are getting the guy out of the ambulance and they drop the stretcher. And I guess just watching somebody who's hurt get more injured, for some reason, it hit me in the right place.
Yeah, that one was kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. And I probably shouldn't have laughed. Also, you talking about little things kind of taking you out of the movie. Elliot kind of tries to get up, right? He's on the back of the flatbed, on the back of the semi. And then he crashes down and breaks the brake line, the hydraulic brake line. Well, the truck still has brakes, just
exactly.
Not the trailer. So I understand that it would be harder to stop, but not impossible. And if you downshift and take your foot off the gas, you would still slow down. I know the point is to... Honestly, I would have been better with Robert Redford being like, I'm not stopping, and just plows through it anyway. I think that would have been better than him than coming up with some excuse why he should not stop by having brake trouble. It's just too safe. Again, come on, let's. Robert Redford has been searching his whole life for this dragon. Here's his opportunity to save it. I'm not going to stop for some Carl Urban and his hand and his pickup truck, whatever.
Yeah, but he would have murdered them. You got to
He wouldn't have murdered it.
old.
No. All he has to do is just pay for a new truck. It's fine. I'm sure Robert Redford's got wood carving money lying around somewhere to pay for the damages of the semi and his Chevy pickup.
Robert Redford has done some amazing films in his time, but I feel like this one was kind of a waste for him. And maybe he needed to pay a power bill or something, but I don't know. I don't think having him in this movie helped the movie at all. I think anybody could have played the part that he played, and I think an unknown could have played the part that he played, and it would have been just as good of a movie, or wouldn't have hurt the movie. We won't say it's good.
Right. I don't know. I like Robert Redford, and
I do too. Yeah.
Whenever I see him in these kind of movies, I get excited. I mean, when I saw that they cast him in Captain America 2, I got real excited.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's great. We're getting some not just A-listers like Sam Jackson and other people that are in that movie, but like we're getting former A-listers who are willing to come in and do these kind of cool roles. And so when I saw that I had forgotten that he was in this movie. And when I saw him in this movie, I was like, okay, cool. And I mean, every scene he's in, I think, is better because of it. Is the movie overall improved by his presence? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, yeah, you're right. You probably could have gotten any elderly man to do it. You probably could have gotten Michael Gambon, who was Dumbledore the last few movies, or you could have gotten...
let's just bring in Liam Neeson.
Yeah, you could. I mean, yeah, get Liam Neeson to grow a beard.
Where you are. I don't know what you're doing, but I will find you, Dragon.
It would have been cool to actually have him do like his British accent too. I don't know. And then Sarah, and this is my wife, Sarah. She thought it was. She said, "When did this movie come out?" I said, "2016." She's like, "This is the same year that Jurassic World came out, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And she says, "And she's in that movie, right?" And I said, "Yeah." She says, "They made her look hot in Jurassic World, and they made her look frumpy in this movie." Like,
I think that Jurassic World was probably filmed before this one. And I think, as Sam said, or maybe it was Sam in the last podcast, that she's pregnant in this one.
oh, is she?
Oh, you said that. Okay.
Yeah. Turned out she wasn't, so.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm an ass. But
Well, there you go.
oh, but I mean, she looks. I mean, compared between those two movies, she does look much thicker.
She does.
That's not a problem, but she does.
No, it's not a problem. It's just, and Sarah was wondering if like in this movie they gave her bigger clothes to really play up the whole mom thing.
Yeah, true. You can't do a hot mom and.
Okay, so
Disney
Jurassic
movies.
World was 2015, so it's a full year later. So I mean, maybe they're like, hey, you can put on a couple pounds, it's fine, whatever. I don't know. It's just, I mean, her IMDb photo, she's skinny as a rail. So again, no judging, no fat shaming, no body shaming. It was just they made her look like a mom in this movie, and
Maybe that's what they were going for.
yeah, probably
Because
She's only a year older than us, man.
missing his mom.
yeah, no kidding, dude. I mean, she's still a very attractive woman. I find her attractive, personally.
You know those redheads.
Yeah, I kind of do have a thing for redheads. I'm weird.
I get it now. Redhead, fire, dragon. I get it now.
Yeah.
This whole movie's an allegory for how redheads are dangerous and must be stopped.
Well, you're not wrong. Robert Redford's kind of a redhead too. He was kind of a ginger.
No.
Did you ever figure out where you knew Wes Bentley from, Corny?
Yes, actually, it. Damn it! I just took it off the.
Interstellar.
Damn it! Sorry, keep going.
Interstellar, American Beauty, the four.
American Beauty. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah,
He was the weird guy with the camera.
Yeah, he was one of the. He was one of the astronauts in Interstellar too. He was the first one to go of the team. So,
Oh,
I forgot he was Blackheart in that Ghost Rider movie. So I guess other than Robert Redford, he would be our Marvel connection for this movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, Carl Urban would definitely be our Star Trek connection. And Bryce Dallas Howard, I've met your grandfather. So there you go. That's kind of it, honestly. I don't have much notes for this. Tropes, the only thing I wrote were dead parents, finds new family, shoots the thing we're scared of. I'm sure there's several more of this, your typical kind of family tropes. I can't think of them.
Hey, do we actually have a montage in this one?
Oh, yes, we did. And I wrote it down, I thought. Did I not? Oh, yeah, also trope. Disney movies, you can use a pocket knife to start a truck. That's such bull crap. We did have a montage. We had a getting to know the family, putting weird stuff on toothbrushes. Thank you, Corny, for that. I appreciate that. Yeah. Are we ready to do Clippy Clips?
Let's do it.
All right, Clippy Clips. Here we go.
Whoa.
Oh, no. Okay, we're not ready.
I'm just kidding.
Jerk. Okay, here we go. Clips.
Fresh. Not even a day old.
What do you think? A bear?
You ever seen a bear that big?
Thought I did once. Turns out it was just Bobby's sister.
Fat jokes in a Disney
cold.
movie. So I've mentioned this before, and Chad mentioned it the other week when he was back on for Sweeney Todd. I don't know what it is about Netflix, but their audio transfer is just not good sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I had a really hard time hearing people. Like, even in that scene, anyone not Carl Urban was hard. I couldn't understand them a lot of times. It was just hard to hear. And I have an example of that later on. Actually, I have an example of that right now. So there's like 3 or 4 people in the cab of his truck, and they all say things, and then Carl Urban screams, and he's like almost the only thing you can understand.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
It's a monster. No, man, that's a demon. It's a monster demon.
It was a dragon!
Like, one of them says it's a monster. Someone says it's a demon. I'm pretty sure someone says a monster demon, and then he screams it was a dragon. But, like, can we not boost their audio up any? Did we only have one microphone for Carl Urban? Like, I'm not sure what's happening.
So what are you watching your Netflix on?
Well, I record from my desktop. My desktop into my mixer into my recording, my computer, my other computer.
Because I've been watching my Netflix on my phone almost exclusively, and if it's when you wake up at
4 in the morning
to watch a movie. God, I've not had any audio issues as of late.
But you're using headphones.
It's also very true.
Yeah, you're using like right-in headphones. But I mean, like, when I'm watching this normally at the house, I'm using the sound bar. And it's fine, but it's still, I have to bump it up, like, oh, they're talking, time to go up, But like you just heard that. I mean, gosh, that's straight from the computer into another computer for recording.
Straight out the computer.
I've noticed that too. When I watch on TV, I have to turn it down when the music is playing and turn it up when.
Yeah.
But when I watch on my iPad, it's usually fine.
Yeah, I mean, if I just got headphones in, it's wonderful. But it's also because I don't have to worry about bothering the house. I can have it as loud as I want, and it doesn't matter. So, anyway, it's fine. I've had a significant amount of movies recently where the Netflix transfer has not been great.
True.
So, I don't know. Here's one that I wrote, I captured, partly because Robert Redford's really good in it. And another part of it is, it's this old kind of joke that, and usually only Southern people do this, but they're in the Pacific Northwest, so I don't know. But it's when you look at someone and you call them an asshole, but just smile. Like, are you still calling him an asshole or are you not? So in this case, Robert Redford just burns the hell out of Dallas Howard, but because he smiles and the music is happy, it's not a burn. So I'll let you be the judge of it.
So I'm not going to try to convince you I quit that. But maybe if you could just be open to looking.
I know those woods. I know those woods like the back of my hand. I couldn't have missed a dragon.
Well, you miss Pete.
Burn. Like,
I don't think it was a burn. I mean, I think it was a logical, hey.
No, I know that, but you implied that because it's Robert Redford, he's smiling and the music is happy. He basically just said to his, I guess, granddaughter, daughter, whatever she is, that she sucked at her job for 6 years. That's what he did. You missed Pete. You missed a kid that lived in the woods by himself. You suck. That's what I heard.
He was hanging out with an invisible dragon.
Well, yeah, the dragon part I get, but...
She probably walked up, saw him floating, and was like, peyote, and walked away.
Did you say peyote or coyote?
Yeah, a peyote.
Oh, okay. Good. I just want to make sure I heard the right weird thing. And then this probably one of the only other moments in the movie that I laughed. I actually chuckled.
Attention all units. We're eastbound on Millhaven Road in pursuit of a dragon. It's a dragon. You can't say dragon over the radio.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Disney.
Thought that was funny. All right, here we go.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
Trivia. I didn't capture much because there wasn't much to capture. I mean, there really wasn't. Robert Redford rescued an abandoned horse on the second day of shooting. So...
That's badass.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Director David Lowery. He's David Lowery.
I'm David Lowery.
I explained why Elliot is a furry dragon in an IGN article, saying that he'd rather have the kind of dragon you really want to give a hug to rather than a Game of Thrones type dragon, which he described as cool but scaly and cold. So,
much like my heart.
Right, that's right.
Yes.
That's just like Corny's heart. And I didn't capture anything else because, again, there really wasn't anything else to capture about the trivia.
A fun fact, in the first animatronic usage of that dragon, it roasted corn. And that's why Children of the Corn 4 was never made.
Oh, you're such an idiot.
Waka waka.
I mean, stuff like Pete spends about 85% of the movie barefoot, both in town and in the woods. Okay? Carl Urban replaced Michael C. Hall as Gavin, while Wes Bentley replaced Casey Affleck as Jack. So...
good call, both.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fine. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Recasting, this is such a new movie, though Sam did put in my notes Joe Pesci, just to make sure that I said it. Soundtrack great. I thought it was fine. I liked the guitar part. Oh, did you guys notice? You probably didn't, but I only noticed because I had to go back and capture clips that the intro song is the song that the girl sings about the dragon in the north.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I didn't either the first time.
I caught it immediately.
Oh, good.
Suck it, Sean.
Suck it. But like, yeah, so I thought that was actually kind of neat, and that goes to a trope of like song sings plot parts of the movie kind of a thing. So anyway, top three. I have a clip for that. Here we go. It is...
Excuse me while I whip this out.
We're picking top three dragons, movies that feature dragons. And if you don't know the name of your dragon, Andrew, then you can just say the movie, and we'll just infer from there. So you may go, sir.
Okay. So I have an honorable mention, and the reason it's an honorable mention is because it's not a movie; it's a TV show.
All right.
Called Merlin and John Hurt plays the voice of the dragon. And if you haven't seen Merlin, it's a great show. You should watch it. Also has a hottie Katie McGrath. Number 3, Sword in the Stone, in 1963 version. And Mad Madam Mim turns into a dragon.
She does turn into a dragon. And here's the funny part. This goes to like Disney, like reusing faces and things. The dragon she turns into is essentially the same thing that Elliot is in the 77 cartoon.
Right.
It's like the exact same drawing. Sorry.
Oh, that's great. Number 2, the Hydra in Hercules, also a Disney cartoon.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Number 1, I actually have 2 that are tied for number 1.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I'm doing this is just really, I'll say this number 1 first. Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2 in Gringotts, the white dragon that they fly out on. I don't know his name. If he has a name, he may not have a name.
I don't think it has a name, but yeah.
But I thought that was a pretty kick-ass dragon. And then tied for number 1, this is for Sam. I'm going to argue that Jurassic Park, the word dinosaur translates to terrible lizard, as we know. And dragons are terrible lizards. So I think it's only fair that T-Rex is a dinosaur, a dragon.
I'm gonna argue in every sense of your argument that that's a real that's a dragon because it can't fly, or breathe fire. But
take it up with Sam. That's not my problem.
Isn't Chad like the dragon nut in our group? Doesn't he like love dragons and things like that, or no?
He does, but at the same time, can the dragon in Mulan fly?
Yes.
Shit.
And only because he does it for just a few seconds in the movie, and it's my number 3. But he looks like one. And again, and also dragons in different cultures, right? So I guess you're right, because now that I think about it, because the Chinese culture, dragon is, I don't think they do fly. Now that I think about it, I don't think Mushu has wings. I don't think about it.
Well, I think his tiny little wings didn't work.
He flies, but only because he wears a kite and then straps a rocket to himself. Yeah. And they're like, "What are you?" And he goes, "Your worst nightmare." And then they all jump out, which is great. I still say that dinosaurs are not dragons, but anyway. Mushu could breathe fire. T-Rexes can't breathe fire. Anyway, it would be closer an argument saying that Godzilla is a dragon.
Godzilla is a dragon.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. But
is he? Is that a thing? I didn't know that.
I kind of agree with Angel. I believe that's actually true.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask the internet. Is.
But I'm just saying this because I know Sam would say it. I'm not saying that I agree that.
Well, he didn't.
They're dragons.
Which is funny.
Well, he would if he were here.
Well, but he didn't.
Certainly.
But he posted. I'm saying he gave me his list.
Yeah, he left that out.
I feel like I'm arguing with Sam right now. This is weird. Okay.
You're Sam.
I'm looking. I don't know. It's got a bunch of other dragon. So there's a Godzilla wiki, and pages in categories of dragons: Monster X, King, something, Dragira, Time Dragon, which is like a cartoon, Power Dragon, Dorat. So, and then there's one actually just called Dragon, and then Mecha King Ghidorah. I don't think he's a dragon. Anyway.
Yeah, okay, maybe thought.
Whatever, that's fine. Even if it is, that's cool. I wonder if actually, who would know the answer to that would be our buddy Mike Antonucci, who was on the show as a guest, who did our Godzilla Final Wars movie with us. He's our resident Godzilla. He's seen every Godzilla movie ever made. I think that's actually an accurate statement. I'm not actually making that up. I'll have to ask him. Mike, if you're listening, shoot me an email or a text when you hear this episode to let me know if Godzilla is a dinosaur, not a dinosaur, a dragon, or just a big mutated lizard thing. Corny.
All right, here we go. My number 3 Actually, sorry. My number 3. I'm going to go with The Hobbit in Smaug.
Smaug, yeah.
Smaug. My number 2, Shrek, and Donkey's love interest.
Right, I forgot about the dragon from Shrek.
And all right, get ready for an argument. My number 1, Bruce Lee, because like he has 3 movies with the word dragon in it.
I actually thought about throwing that in there just to be a jerk because he's called the dragon. He's referred to as the dragon. He's not a dragon. But I do love Dragon of Blue.
Yeah.
I do love Dragon of Bruce Lee's story. I think that's actually a really good movie.
Oh, actually, an honorable mention to every Dragon Ball Z movie.
Well, that's true because he shows up. Shinron does show up a lot in those movies. So, yeah, Shinron.
I tried to find a way to squeeze Scott Pilgrim in there, and there's a dragon in that movie. There is. I take it back. My number 1, Scott Pilgrim, and then the.
Is it like an electronic or?
Yeah, it's one of the audio ones.
Oh, yeah.
They're the Asian guys are the dragon, and then the Scott Pilgrim's band's like a giant monkey or something, and they fight.
The giant Uzuru.
Yeah, something like that. That's a real thing. Oh, you got me thinking. Is there any way I can get a dragon connection to either Star Trek or Serenity? I don't think so.
All right, hold on.
I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay. My number 3, my 2 honorable mentions are Falkor and Aragon. Well, her name wasn't Aragon. Her name was Saphira, but Saphira from Aragon. Bad movie, but she was kind of cool. My number 3 is Mushu from Mulan. Dragon, not a lizard. I don't do that tongue thing. My number 2 is... I forgot to do Sam. Sorry. Sam is Draco from Dragonheart with an honorable mention of the giant-ass dragon from Reign of Fire. So Draco with Dragonheart, that's your Sean Connery as Draco. Number 2 for him is Falkor from Neverland Story. And his number 1, like mine, is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
I was going to do that, but I realized you would, so I stopped.
Yeah, he's like the best thing ever. All right, cool. No email, which is fine. Out of 10.
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
And again, Sam gave me his numbers for that too. So, Andrew, my list just froze. That was weird. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, my Excel spreadsheet just completely froze, but now we're good. Pete's Dragon, out of 10, sir.
Okay. For reasons previously mentioned. It wasn't a great movie, but it wasn't terrible. I'm going to go right up the middle and say this is getting a 5. I'm going to give it, because of the guy falling off the stretcher, I'll give it an extra 0.2. So I'm going to give it a 5.2.
Just for a gag, just for a sight gag. Nice.
Yeah, you get 2 points for a laugh.
Okay, I'm with you there.
0.2 of a point.
Corny.
I'm going to go a full point higher than Andrew, only based on that I got excuse me. I'm going to give it a 7 based on the fact that I saw a dragon set a road on fire and almost kill people. Explosions are... Yeah. I got at least a ball of fire.
So you're
going to really offset things.
So this movie is in line with you for Sweeney Todd, and John dies at the end.
Fire and death.
Interstellar.
Okay, I can't give it that much. I really can't. But I will go 6.2 only based on the fire.
Yeah, it does that thing where like the thing in the movie causes the mess and then it saves everybody from said mess. So, Sam,
can I be real honest?
Yeah.
I didn't want him to save them.
Huh?
I didn't want him to save them.
Oh. Well, they were fine. Bryce Dallas Howard and her husband were fine. It was Carl Urban. It was a dick.
I wanted Pete. I'm sorry. I want Elliot to destroy the bridge. And then watch them fall to their death, and then land, and then stare at Elliot.
Wow.
And then fly off.
That's cold, dude.
Yeah.
Or stare at Pete.
Yeah, just stare at Pete,
Yeah.
Like, you did this.
Wow, that's cold.
And then they have Pete's Dragon 2, where Pete goes off to kill Elliot.
Oh,
So they've already made this a very good series.
Yeah, wow. You just changed this. You just turned back. This is the second time now you've turned this into Rain of Fire. Interesting. Sam gave it a 5.98 for his own personal reasons. I'm looking to see if he's messed up my... Nope, he didn't. Okay.
What about you, Sean?
I'm going to give it a... Oh, thanks for the toss, Andrew. I'm actually kind of everyone. It was a fine, safe, simple, easy, nothing in this movie was a surprise. Everything was as you expected it. So I 5.5 will average the vote out to a 5.72. So there you go. Yeah, and I think that's gonna do it for us. I'm actually curious, what does 5.72 do for us? It puts it right under London Has Fallen, right above Sky High. So,
yeah, that's a decent place to put it. Yeah,
I'm okay with that, I guess. Just a handful.
I like London Has Fallen far better than this. But
me too.
Yeah.
Why was it so damn low?
Well, because it's not a good movie. It's still not a good movie.
No, it's really not.
It's not like it was...
I'd watch it 10 times more than I would ever watch this one.
It wasn't like it was Olympus.
How did I vote that?
Well, you want to know? Look it up. Sorry. I'm trying to remember where we did it. How long ago did we do it? London Has Fallen. Corny, you gave it a 5.8. So...
What made me mad about that movie?
You liked this movie more than you liked that movie. So
what? That movie did something, and I really hated it.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. There you go. That's it. So next week is a movie, but it doesn't.
There wasn't enough death.
There wasn't enough death. He didn't. Oh, Andrew just ran away. It was funny. I heard a dog bark, and then he just ran away, so I guess he's going to take care of his dog. I'm going to make sure this movie's streaming before I say it out loud. I'm pretty sure it is. Oops. I still can't type. Oh, my gosh. Kill Command is streaming on Netflix. Oh, so there you go. Has a really interesting poster. I don't know anything about this thing. With a bunch of actors. I don't know who they are. Is this a Netflix thing? This has got to be a Netflix thing. I don't recognize anyone in this. Set in the near future, technology-reliant society that pits men against killing machines. Against this backdrop, an elite army unit is helicoptered to a remote off-the-grid island training facility. Okay, fine, whatever. That's what it is. So next week we're doing Kill Command. Yeah, that's it. And then after that, we've got Lost in Space, which will be fun. Looking forward to that. And then we've got some other interesting things coming up. And, oh, wow, I didn't realize Doctor Strange was on here. That's cool. We got that coming up in a little bit, too. But before we get too much farther away than where we are now, we mentioned last week, and we're going to keep mentioning again, we are rapidly approaching the month of October. We always, and by always, we've done this now. This will be our third year, I think, or fourth. I can't remember. I think third year of doing Halloween-themed, scary-type movies during the month of October. And this year will be no different.
So go ahead.
So please, if you have a recommendation, if there's something you want us to do that's streaming on Netflix or Amazon, and you think this would be a lot of fun to watch these guys squirm, feel free to throw it in there. I will say this. We will not 100%, absolutely will not watch Human Centipede for the show. I'm not doing that. But, any other horror films you can do. And no, Sam, Nymphomaniac is not a horror film.
I'm sure it is a horror film.
Well, it's a horror film. So anyway, that's our show. That's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for listening. The good
news is that we can't watch it in the corner.
No, we won't, because we've already done that. We could watch 2, 3, 4, 5, but we won't watch the first one.
We could take a day and go see Stephen King's It.
Oh yeah, or watch the original 4.5-hour version. We can do that too.
That's also
Yeah. GoFundMe.com/Cheapseat Reviews. Please go there. You good, Corny?
Sorry.
Should I stop the music? I mean, like, what's going on?
Sorry, my internet hicked up. So after I said it's also a big hell no to go and see it, to which I heard you say, GoFme.com. I was like, wait, what?
Oh, nice. No, GoFundMe.com/Cheapseat Reviews.
I did it again.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if it's an actual site. Hold on.
GoFme.com? Probably.
Yeah, let's see.
I don't think we should Google that.
I mean, you can, but as long as it's not on your work computer, you'll be fine.
No.
All right, back to the music. Our Anchor app. Check us out. Our other podcast, our other Cheap Seat Reviews Anchor page. I just recently did Kong Skull Island, though I had a typo, so it says Jong Skull Island, which is pretty funny. Leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube. Check out our website, cheapseatreviews.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. And follow us on Twitter @cheapseatcast. Please send us your emails to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. Like I said, just or even Twitter or Facebook, whatever. But if you got something you want us to do for Halloween, let us know so we can. Eventually, we'll put it up on the website and we'll do a little vote for it, as we have in the past. So, anyway, on behalf of Andrew, Corny, Sam, who is not here but we do miss, this is Sean saying thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.